This is the Two Scrappy Chicks podcast where life is messy, the stories are real, and we dare to talk about it anyway.
Hey, wanted to pop on and do this really quick. The Bachelor Bachelorette, that has been like my show. I have watched from the beginning. My late mom and I used to watch it from afar. She was 700 miles away from me, but we would call and talk about it and stuff. And she unfortunately passed before Caitlin Bristow's season. I'm trying to think either before it started or right when it started. So yeah, so it's kind of special to me. I still watch, still waiting on if they're going to release Taylor's episode or not. So to be determined. But just wanted to give a little update on things happening with Bachelor Nation. Joe Mobley, he is recovering from his brain tumor. He is doing quite well. And finally, we've been waiting for this. This is exciting. Tyler Cameron got engaged to his girlfriend Tate. So exciting. All right. And then Melissa Rycroft, she's another one of my favorites. She pleaded guilty in a DWI case and she received 20 months of probation instead of jail time. So that's good because she has, children and her husband Ty. So that is good. So let's see what else is going on in Bachelor Nation. Um, do you know at the beginning of the month, it was noted that, oh, his name, thinking Jordan, no. Well, yeah, Aaron Rodgers made up with his mom and dad and other brother. But I don't know if him and Jordan made up or not. Him and JoJo live in Puerto Rico. So I would hope they would. So I guess stay tuned. Ari Lyondike. So he's had a twins, a boy and a girl, and then of course a lassie, and he got a vasectomy. Well, then Lauren wanted another one, and Ari undid the vasectomy, and then they had another baby. And now Ari got his second vasectomy after the reversal. So I guess they're done. And I guess stay tuned. I guess that's why sometimes that you want to do that, have the guy do it because it's easier to reverse it than it is for the woman. Um, And with the guy, they just go in an office and get this done. Okay. But for the woman, you got to go to outpatient and go under. Because what I did after, it was a year after my son was born. I was still young. I was 25. But I'm like, no, I want to do this. They were both high risk. I'm done with two, one of each, done. And at the time, my Jack ex wouldn't take me. So my parents had to come up here from Arkansas, 700 miles. They drove up here. My mom stayed and watched the kids, and my dad drove me. And gosh, I wish I would have gotten something back then because I'm sure they had something back then for nausea after being under. And I just remember my dad saying, "Don't throw up in my car. Don't throw up in my car." But yeah, you really think my ex was going to take me? No. And then years later, and he knew I was doing this. And years later, he said I denied him of a third child and then also told my daughter when she was a child that I did that without telling him. And you know what? That's bullcrap. And supposedly he got a vasectomy, but fathered two more children. So he has eight. And out of the eight, only two talk to him. And I'm sure there's more if one of my kids does like a 23andMe or Ancestry. I'm sure there's more out there that we don't know about. So that's why we call him the donor. Okay, enough about him because who cares? All right. Um, what else is going on? Let's see. Gonna Also, congratulations and happy anniversary to Ashley Iconetti and Jared Habon, celebrating their seventh wedding anniversary, and they have two adorable boys. And I'm like, how is it 7 years? I swear that I feel like it just was yesterday. Wow. 7 years. Congratulations. Also exciting, one of Bachelor Nation's fan favorite, Jill Chin. She has a boyfriend. She hard launched him on her Instagram. Apparently, she's known him since middle school, but they just like knew each other from afar. And then when they matched on a dating app, they kind of been like, okay, yeah. So, perhaps we can see an engagement soon. Okay, congratulations to Jill. That's so cool. Also, if you do listen to other Bachelor podcasts like Almost Famous and then Bachelor Hour, I was yesterday, I was listening to Bachelor Hour with Kathy and Susan. I guess they call it Golden Hour with those two. Susan has had a boyfriend, Frederick, or is it Frederick? And he lives, I think it's St. Bart's or St. John's, something like that on the island. And she would travel there, he would travel here. And gosh, she's been with him for quite a bit. And when she met him, Kathy was with her. So unfortunately, Susan decided that they had broken up and parted ways. And she said she felt bad. She says, I think she said she's never broken up with anyone, but there's just differences that is, kind of like the pros and cons. Like she said, they're in different places financially and have different expectations about lifestyle and retirement. So it just came to the conclusion that this may not work long term. And sometimes, you lead with your heart, but she's got to, listen to her head, her gut. And it's sad because they were so cute together. I love Susan. And she said early on she ignored red flags. Susan's very neat, and I guess he has like a hairy dog. So when she's down there, she's constantly vacuuming. And I don't think there's air conditioning down there, so she'd be sweating. And, she said it was like the little things that you don't really notice, or if you do, you kind of just shuffle them. And, but she had to ask him, or I mean, ask herself, is love enough? So yeah, if you want to hear Susan's story, send out her some love to her Instagram or to her podcast. It's The Bachelor Golden Hour, and the podcast. I would think it's under Bachelor Happy Hour. You can see the golden hour there. So yeah, let's give Susan some love. Love you, Susan. And you too, Kathy. Next, we have Peter Weber hard launches a new relationship. So we don't know much about that, but I guess stay tuned. She's cute. She looks young though. So, I mean, no shade. Um, Also, I listen to this podcast because I love the Goldens on the Golden Bachelor Hour. Um, the girls, Kathy and Susan, had Faith on earlier this week, and she was dating somebody, and I think it only lasted a couple of months, but Faith realized that just, I don't know, she said, um, she's not a big drinker and she doesn't, I guess she was with an alcoholic for 22 years. So supposedly he wasn't a big drinker, but she said after a couple of times she had to drive home and he was passed out. And so that was one thing. And she also thought they had the same interests and she felt a little bamboozled about it. So yeah, so she's just doing good, you know? She did say she did get a breast reduction and feel so much better. Like she felt like she could breathe and wanted to feel lighter. I didn't notice that she was busty. So, but I feel it, man. I am. I mean, I was happy with my little 36C cups and now they're just utters. So, that would be nice because they are a pain in the neck and pain in the back. All right, so shout out to Faith on knowing your worth. That's awesome, and congratulations on the reduction. Okay, and if you remember from Rachel and Gabby's uh, episode, well, Bachelor season, that they were bachelors. I'm sorry, their Bachelorette season, which was 19, and then this is Tyler Norris I'm talking about. And he was on Bachelor in Paradise on 8 and 9. Well, him and his wife, Alyssa, are expecting a baby, and it's a boy. That is exciting. So they met in 2023 and then announced their engagement last year. And then they tied the knot earlier this year in California. So they are expecting their first child, and it's a boy. How exciting is that? I really like Tyler, and I thought Rachel was gonna end up with him, but she didn't, unfortunately. Okay, another podcast I like to listen to. Pascal has a podcast with a co-host because Pascal lives in Chicago, and it is called My Hometown. And they had Joan on, and Pascal um, says they're still in touch, built a good friendship. And he says to her on the podcast, but you know what? I really never had the chance to really say why I did leave. And he said he wanted to go into the fantasy suite and have that conversation with her because it would have been private. Um, but he didn't have the chance to. He said he felt like the distance was going to be a challenge for him, meaning he's in Chicago, she's in, gosh, I know she's not that far. I know she sees Nancy a lot. I'm not sure what state she is, but she's East Coast. And Joan isn't going to, move, and long distance isn't for everybody. So that's why, um, you know, he didn't want to keep going on. And he also kind of sensed that Chuck was the winner. and he felt it in his heart. So he didn't want to be the one that was left behind. And he said he was sorry he didn't tell her sooner. And he wanted to clarify he didn't leave because he didn't have feelings for Joan. Um, he just sensed the feelings were stronger for Chuck, and he knew she was going to pick him. And that's why he decided to leave. And then, like I said, he also said that he wasn't sure about the long distance. But Joan did pick Chuck. And recently, Chuck had one of his prostates removed. So he's healing. So sending healing wishes to Chuck. And Juliana Pascarosa. She was, oh gosh, why can't I think of his name? Oh my gosh, who's, I cannot think of her bachelor's name. I'll think of it. But anyway, um, it was season 29. Grant, was it Grant? And she met somebody, and people, because he was calling her wifey, they were thinking she was already engaged and married. So she is engaged, planning to get married in 2027. And what is his name? Is it Michael? Michael Fiore. He's cute. So yeah, that's awesome. I'm glad that she found her person. That's so awesome. Okay. And then we know Daisy Kent, she's going to get married soon. I believe in the fall. And her and her fiance bought a house. They built it in Vegas and then announced that they were engaged and they have a December wedding. And where are they going to honeymoon? Oh, I guess they're considering, I can't talk, considering the Caribbean. So that's fun. Uh, okay. Jason Tardik. So we know he's engaged to Catherine. They've been dating under a year. Catherine Hurley. She's an executive director and founder of Wags and Walks Nashville. And how they met was he went to go and adopt a dog, his dog named Teddy. And they got engaged back in June, Lake Como. They were out that way for Blake. Oh God, is it Gia? Blake and Gia, their wedding. So I guess, let's see, this is 2006 and 2027 is when they're getting married. And probably it sounds like they want kids soon. So that's cute. All right. Next, Gabby Wendy is going to star in a new Netflix series called The Body, premiering this fall. So, um, the last I known, let's see, the last thing she did was that, like, oh, Alex Cooper was part of it. I can't think of it. Something, was it Love Overboard? I didn't watch it because I was just like, I got so much to watch. But yeah, so she's going to be starring on a show on Netflix. So congratulations to Gabby. All right. Okay. So this was interesting. On Almost Famous podcast, they had pickleball. They do this every year. I think this was the second year. Trista, of course, won again. And this year they invited Courtney Robertson. And her and Trista have had like a ongoing feud, which Trista thought it was done, but apparently in Courtney's eyes it wasn't. So they put her on a podcast with Trista, and it was very awkward. You could feel it from both of them. I don't think there was resolution. And then Trista did another podcast with Bob Guinea on the Almost Famous podcast, and they were talking about it on there. And there's things that Trista said that she wished she would have said, you know, and she really has remorse, for hurting her back in the day from these tweets. Um, so yeah, I have yet to see Courtney release a podcast about it. So hopefully she listened to that and heard, and I hope, these two can, I mean, they'll probably not be friends, but at least not have, you know, the awkwardness. So, so yeah, so if you want to listen to that, that was really good. Oh, and then Joan and Courtney had a talk too because they were on that HGTV show. And Joan said, that one day we're off, I wanted to hang out with you and you didn't answer your phone. And so, yeah, it was good. But I don't know about the timing because she's going through a lot, finding out her husband has cheated on her all this time. And she just got her own place because he wasn't going to leave. And it's going to be a battle because unfortunately her soon to be ex-husband is a lawyer too. So yeah, so sending love out to Courtney and Trista because her son's going to be going off to college soon. And then Joan, you know, um taking care of Chalk. So, yeah. Okay. Congratulations to Jen Tran. She graduated finally from PA school. That's awesome. And Abigail and Noah, they have been married since 2024. And I think um, they are preparing to have a family or start. So, yeah, I wish them the best. Oh, I didn't hear this. Michael, Alio from season 17 of The Bachelorette, and then he was on season 8, Bachelor in Paradise, proposed to Jade, who he has been dating for 3 years. So, congratulations. I guess that happened about a week or so ago. That is so awesome. All right. And let's see. Well, I'm looking to see what else. Oh, this was cute. Rebecca Tilly went and visited JoJo Fletcher. That was so cute. I think I talked about that on another podcast, but that's truly a friend showing up. And speaking of Becca, her fiance Haley, her Girls Like Girls movie came out on Peacock. So why don't you all support them and go watch it? All right. I think that about covers it with recent Bachelor news. So, okay. Maybe I'll make this a regular thing. All right. Till then, bye. We really appreciate you hanging out with the two scrappy chicks today. If you enjoyed this episode, Don't forget to like, subscribe, download, and share it with a friend. And if you have any questions or topics you'd like us to cover, just let us know.